Terry.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good Monday. I went hunting on Thursday. I went searching through the woods. Guess what I found on Thursday, Terry?
I don't know. A winner?
Sasquatch. We found Bigfoot.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you did. Yep.
We finally hit one of those 3P parlays. There's Place-Parlay-Press things, and I don't know, what did it pay you? You started off with like $20, Terry, and it ended up over 60 or something like that?
Yeah, it's like $64. Paid $64.
So finally we got that monkey off of our back.
That's right.
Now we're gonna hit him like
all the
popcorn
time.
Popping when the temperature's right.
That's right. That's the way it happens a lot of times. You know, I'll get really times where I don't seem to be able to pick anything, and then all of a sudden I'll have 7 or 8 days in a row where I can't lose. So,
well, let's hope this is one of those weeks where we're 7 and 8 days in a row where Terry can't lose.
Okay, let's do that.
We need to hit some pick fours this week. We only had one last week, but at least we hit it 3 times.
That's right.
But let's see if we can hit one today. And we also have a special guest pick for today. Tom, I Love Carly, sent in his hot dog and old-fashioned prime rib. He's not part of the Fly Four. But, hey, listen, if you're watching and you want to include your Fly Four or your hot dog pick four and you want us to bring it up, just go ahead and email it to me at gtsrichb@gmail.com, or go ahead and post it on our Twitter or Facebook as you see below. That's the wrong one, folks. That's the sports show. Rich has to be a little bit more. Put it on at Racing Radar. Yes. So you can hit us up at Facebook on Racing Radar or at Twitter. So go ahead and throw out your pick four out there. Tomorrow, Terry, what are we doing tomorrow? Parks?
Yes, Parks.
So if you want us to include your pick four, just go ahead and throw it out to us again on our social sites at Racing Radar on Twitter, Facebook, or hit me up in the Gmail account, gtsrichb@gmail.com. So let's get started on the weekend, Terry. We had a couple of races that were Breeders' Cup win and you're in. One for the Breeders' Cup Classic in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. I don't know why that's such a tongue twister for me, but it apparently is. And Max Player won a race there and has people talking about Max Player possibly being a contender for the Breeders' Cup Classic. Did you see that in that race we watched together on Saturday?
Oh yeah, he ran a great race. He won by about 4 lengths, and he went off at 11-1. But anyway, I think he's really coming up into his own. He's really been getting better and better.
Yeah, I think maybe not. I know he's the now horse, the it horse, as our Frisco Bash mentions in his article that you can find over at horseracingradar.com, along with a bunch of other different articles. Some great stuff over there. I don't know, because I didn't think the fractions were all that fast. It seemed like an average race to me. And he pulled away from a field that looked like it was absolutely tiring on a day where speed really held up. And if speed was holding up and the fractions were slowish, or moderate, I kind of wonder if he'll be able to maintain that West Coast pace.
Yeah, that's true, but still, I liked the way he ran that race. It was pretty nice.
Yeah, it was a good win. I mean, we had him in our picks that day, right? I think either one of us had him on top, but I think we both had him second.
Yes, we did.
And we went home with a superfecta to close the day, which is always the way to end the show, right? On a high note.
It is. It was fun.
So today, it's the second day at Kentucky Downs. Probably my, I don't know, that track to me is very difficult. But there's a lot of interesting things going on at Kentucky Downs. One of the things that I noticed that I like, if you haven't had a chance yet, go on over to Equibase, and maybe they have them on their website too. But they're using GPS to track the horses instead of somebody keeping track of it. Have you had a chance to go look at those sheets yet, Terry?
Oh, I haven't looked at them yet. Have you?
Yeah, I did. Go over to Equibase, go into the results page, and then the full charts. And they don't have every race charted, but it's really cool. I've seen them do this in Europe, so it's not something I'm completely unfamiliar with. But if you check out the way that they chronicle how the horses ran, it's much, I think, more detailed than what you used to seeing in the more old-fashioned full charts. So go make sure you look at that, Terry.
I will.
I would show one, but I don't want to get in trouble with Equibase, even though I just kind of promoted them there.
I don't blame you. So
a couple of other things, like they didn't reach an agreement with the folks over at NYRA, so you can't bet if you have an NYRA account.
That's
so
right.
you can't do that. So maybe what you want to do is you can you'll see some links across the Horse Racing Radar site for Twin Spires. Just click on one of those, open up your account, and you can do it there, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, because you can't do it at the tracks in Kentucky either.
No, you have to bet online.
That's right. Yes, you can't. You cannot bet at the different off-track bettings at the tracks.
It's one of the fun things to do because you have a, it's one of the fun tracks because always deep fields, big money. So there's always like crazy payouts for the pick threes and pick fours and stuff like that. And Terry and I will be absolutely trying our luck today at a Kentucky Downs pick four. That's coming up a little bit later on the show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Yeah. Another way people can make crazy money today, Terry, is out by you. I mean, what in the heck is going on at Del Mar today?
Yeah, they have the mandatory pick six playoff. And it's right now the pool is at $694.80 and $694,800.
A lot of money.
Yeah, so it should go up around 6 million. But the thing for me is when they have these, usually big syndicates get a bit involved with this, hoping for a lot of long shots. And so, and the little player, if there are a lot of long shots, are usually not involved. And if there are a lot of chalky plays, it usually doesn't pay as large as people would think.
Now it's $6 million split 6 million ways.
That's right. So
yeah. Well, not that, and not only that, but the track takes out its cut, the taxes come out, so you don't even get a 1-to-1 payout on what you should get based upon the number of tickets that are there. But are you going to play the pick six there anyway today?
Yeah, I am. I usually do when there's a wager like this. So
I'll give it a crack. I don't usually do it. I gave out a pick four on air on Saturday for Saratoga after I mentioned that I started it with a solo on the one. I did hit that pick five. I usually don't go past pick fours because I have a difficult enough time vertically trying to hit 3 or 4 races in a row, never mind 6, but I'll give it a crack today. And if you need a little help with your picks, you can go over here, you hit to our premium pick section, and you'll see we have all these tracks today, $4.99 a track. You'll see all of our picks, but Del Mar is in there as an option today. So head on over to Horse Racing Radar, click the premium picks page, and see who we like for Del Mar today, Terry. It's not a bad idea. You've used these before. How have they worked out for you?
Oh, they've worked out great. I love using them because one of the two things about them for me, they confirm my picks a lot of times, but they also show me picks that maybe I hadn't considered, and I go back and take another look. And I can really find out then digging deeper, well, why do they like this horse? And it's really paid off for me in the past.
All right. So, yeah, make sure you think if it's something you haven't done, head on over to our premium pick section and check out today's Del Mar picks. Maybe you might want to check out. I mean, it's a busy day, Labor Day. What is there, over 20 tracks or something running like that today, Terry? Hundreds of races, thousands of opportunities to cash a exacta, trifecta, pick 3, pick 4, all of that sort of stuff. But one thing we're going to try to cash today, Terry, is what? Terry, best bet of the day.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. What do you got for us today, my friend? Is this going to be part of the pick 6?
Yes, it is. It's Del Mar race 9th. And I like in race 9, I like the number 5 American Experiment. Won easily at Saratoga at 5.5 furlongs, but is bred to go a lot longer distance. Trained by Steve Asmussen and ridden by jockey Umberto Rispoli. That's a very good combination. And then I like number 4 Pinehurst. Won the maiden race at Del Mar. He has trainer Bob Bafford, who in the last 14 days out of 18 mounts, he's had 6 winners, 3 seconds, and a third. And then I like number 1 Pap Cap. Has won both of his career races so far easily. And he's trained by Mark Cassie, who has won 22% of the races his horse has ran in.
So you're helping him out a little bit there with the so race 9, part of the Terry's pick of the day, but you also help people out a little bit today with something else, Terry, over there, sharing some of your thoughts. So you might be cutting your winnings in the pick 6 a little bit short today with the 3P parlay. You're being a little bit too generous today.
Yeah. I did use the Place-Parlay. I did use a couple of those races in the pick 6.
So here they are. You can see, and which horses Terry likes today. In races 5, 6, and 9. In race 5, he likes number 8, Haywan.
Yes.
And then in race number 6, he likes Athlia Gibson. Athlia Gibson, yeah.
Yeah.
And then race number 9, he likes the 5, Murray. And I don't know, maybe have you watched the show Impractical Jokers ever?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
I wonder if that horse is named after that Murray or some other Murray.
Could be. So, but there's a couple of things I wanted to point out. Of course, I did like Haywan, but as you see, the first name is the same as my last name.
Oh no, look out.
Yeah, but I first did the handicapping and then said, "Oh, that looks great." And then in the 9th race, you're going to notice that I used the 5 in my place parlay instead of the pick of the day first pick that I had. And I did that because I think that Murray's maybe going to pay a little bit more to place.
All right, so you're looking to increase the payout a little bit. That's a good strategy. I just went with the straight up devil pick parlay today, 666. So in a way, I hope it. After I got done doing it, I looked at all the numbers. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So there's nothing in there nefarious. It just happened to work out that way. I almost picked a different horse, but I didn't want to do it. So there you have it, folks. So you might want to avoid that one at all costs.
Well, let's hope it comes through, though.
Or afterwards, you're going to at least have to go to confession if it wins, I think.
Yeah.
All right, Terry?
Yep.
All right. So are you ready for the action-packed part of this day, Terry?
I am.
The Fly 4, that's always fun, right?
It is.
So today we're doing Kentucky Downs, which is I don't know how this has what? I think the smallest field is 9 horses after a scratch, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's gonna be pretty deep. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's bring that up. So Kentucky Downs, it starts in race number 8, Terry. So who is your first pick in race number 8?
I like number 6, Cable Channel. His last race was at Kentucky Downs at today's distance, where he finished 2nd. He's got jockey Tyler Gaffleone, and he has the highest last race speed in the race. The trainer wins 18% of the time with their entries that have been off more than 90 days, and his best turf speed is fastest among today's starters.
It's been almost a year since he's run, though, Terry, just a little bit short of a year.
Yeah, it has, but most of the entries haven't ran for quite a while anyway, so go ahead.
Yeah, no, but he does have a run over to Kentucky Downs course, which I find interesting. I also find interesting that yesterday I watched a lot of those races in doing the free contest for Horse Racing Radar, which happened to be at Kentucky Downs yesterday. So I was watching to keep track so I can update the winners and so forth. And I was kind of surprised because it's supposed to be more of like a European grass feel. It looked like a European race with the fog and wet and looked like, in the middle of nowhere. But as far as the pace was concerned, I noticed that horses up front tended to stay close to the front, which kind of surprised me. So with that in mind, I kind of looked for horses that might be close to the pace this morning. And I went with number 2, Gypsy King. It ran at Kentucky Downs once before, did get to the lead and then faded towards the end. But this is the second start off a layoff for Gypsy King. Joel Rosario is one of my – I'd really rather him be in the back. But the horse did show at a $500,000 level that he can show speed. I think he shows speed today. And if speed holds again today, I feel like Gypsy King can be a part of the action at the wire.
Yeah, I like Gypsy King too. He's been working steadily for this race. And he has jockey Joel Rosario in the irons, and Wesley Ward trains him. And, the speed, a lot of times, I noticed last year, the early speed holds up a lot of times at Kentucky Downs. So, which
kind of surprises me because you watch a European race, and this is supposed to be our version of European horse racing, I guess. Yeah. And then, with the uphills and like the undulations in the course and the weird turns. But speed does hold, which I was kind of surprised. Anything else that you like in this spot, Terry?
Yeah, I like number 4, Healing. He likes the turf, finishing 3 out of 4 times in the money, winning 2 of those races. He's been working out steadily for his return since an 8-month layoff.
And I also like that the 4-horse, in case it does run a little bit more like a European course, it's probably going to be the strongest closer or at least one of the strongest closers in the field. So this gives us 2 horses that are likely to be up near the pace, the 2 and the 6. But it also gives us one with Javier Castellano and Michael Maker, who's having a very good year. gives us one that, if the pace does go a little bit too fast, is likely to be the one that's coming home the strongest late. Do you agree with that?
I do. Absolutely.
All right. I think 3 is about the deepest we want to go here, because this is, I think, the shallowest horse, the shortest field in on the card with the scratch. So you want to move forward to race number 9, or is there somebody else you want to consider?
Yeah, let's go to number 9. We can always come back if we have some room in our
If
budget,
we have any money left, right?
we don't in our budget. Yeah,
we don't max out the credit card. All right, race number 9. Now we're going to close this out with 3 stakes races. So these are the big races today.
They are. Yeah.
This is the Juvenile Fillies. It's a $500,000 race. It is a mile on the turf. And again, yesterday, looking at it, speed held up, Terry. So where do you want to start?
Well, I like number 2, Turner Loose. She won the first race of her career, today's distance on the turf. And her best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. And she's got a hot trainer, jockey combination, Brad Cox and jockey Florent Giron. In the last 14 days, they've 7 mounts, 4 wins, a second, and a third.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I feel like that's probably the horse to beat. Those two hit at about 31% together. It should be pretty close to the pace, but still has some late legs to bring it home. Another horse that should be pretty close to the pace and has a good late kick as well is Very Little Sense. And hopefully it makes a lot of sense to put Very Little Sense in this spot. The horse has shown 3 consecutive speed crease and figures, which I like, has been near the front. And, with Joe Talamo on the horse, it went from not winning its debut. Joe Talamo popped on the horse, seems to have a good connection with the horse, seems to be able to get the best out of Very Little Sense. So I'm going to go ahead and suggest number 3, Very Little Sense, as our second choice.
And I'm glad you did that, because that is my second choice. And as you were saying, he's won 2 races in a row. And I actually like Joe Talamo a lot. And here in the last 7 days, out of 12 mounts, he's won 3 of them and 3/3.
All right. What else do you like here, Terry?
I like number 6, Yin Yang. She won her first race after being heavily bet. Her trainer is Brad Cox, and she's done well. Who's done well in the last 14 days? He's won 50% of his entries. The
thing I worry a little bit about the 6 horse here, Terry, and we'll just put off to the side for now, revisit it. But Yin Yang is a speed horse, right?
Yeah.
And when you look at its speed number, it doesn't compare with the other 2 speed horses that we've already kind of put in here with Turner Loose and Very Little Sense. So I wonder if the 6 will be able to keep pace with our 2 and our 3 horse. So I'm afraid that this one might be the one that gets up, tries to keep up with the pace, and then kind of fades a little bit. So can we put that one to our side, or is that a lock for Terry?
No, it's not a lock. It's fine at the side.
All right. For me, I think we also have to look at a closer, and number 8, Soul or Saul. Funny story about my brother real quick. My brother's name is Saul, spelled S-O-L. He'll probably kill me for this, but anyway. So my mom swore she was going to have a daughter. This was before they did ultrasounds and you knew what baby was going to be, I guess. That's how old we are. Or maybe they did know and she didn't want to get it checked. I'm not sure. But anyway, she thought it was going to be a girl. And they said, well, what are you going to – so she only picked girls' names. And she said, what are you going to name him if it's a boy? She said, I'm going to name him the word, out of luck. S-O-L. And that ended up being his name because he was born a boy. I'm sure that's just a joke, but I mean that's what she says. Anyway, yeah. It's family lore right now. Yeah. But I like the 8 horse not only from my brother's name, but it is a horse that does have some good history up at Woodbine on the synthetic course, which is usually a good precursor. Many jockeys have told us how a horse performs on the synthetic is usually a good sign for how a horse will perform on turf, better so than natural dirt. And then you got Mark Cassidy, who's a good trainer. Tyler Gaffleone, it's a good jockey. I feel like this is the horse that'll probably sit off the pace and have the best kick late and have a chance to close by our 2 speed horses.
Yeah, I'm really glad. I think we're getting together on this because I like the 8 as my 4th pick. And, she, of course, you said she's trying turf for the first time, but the breeding suggests she'll like the grass. And she's got the highest last speed rating in the race. So
Are there any other horses you like besides the 6 here, Terry?
I like the 10, roughly a diamond. Closed well at 7.5 furlongs to lose by a head and then win by disqualification in that race. And
Well, I also like Jose Ortiz too. I prefer him usually in sprints, but yeah, I like Jose Ortiz.
Yeah.
Would you rather have the 10 than the 6? I feel like I'd rather have the 10 because roughly a diamond is 20 to 1.
Yeah, let's put the 10 in, and then we can come back if we want to, if we have money left on the 6.
Yeah, because we got 2 speed horses, I feel like, in the 2 and the 3, and I think they're the 2 best speed horses. I think they'll be out in front of the 6, and if not, both have better late legs than the 6. And then we have 2 of the strongest closers, although the 10 horse does have a lot to make up in terms of speed figures. But if a lot of horses get out and go fast, maybe gets a pace where we can catch a nice price. And hell, that's what we're looking for, Terry, a big, fat price.
Yes,
Race number 11
yeah.
is the – race number 10 is the Mint Million Stakes for $1 million, Terry. There's a standout horse in terms of the morning line odds. Are we just going to go ahead and throw the 11 in, Flavian, and just say, okay, let's move on, Flavius, move on to the next horses? Okay.
Because I love that horse. I think it's,
Okay. So where do you want to go to next?
Number 7, Bisbee Channel. He's won 2 races in a row and then stumbled at the start in his last race, finishing 5th. He has the highest last speed rating, 1 of 100, and his jockey, Florent Geroux, who in the last 7 days, 13 races, 5 wins, 3 seconds, and a third. In addition to that, he has a good workout on September 1st, 3 furlongs, 34 flat, best out of 8.
And I also feel like here again, you're a horse that should be close to the pace with Busy Channel, and in number 11, Flavius. Those 2 horses should be close to the pace. Probably 2 of the better early horses in the field, which means to me again. And then you also have some like at Hot Brown. I think those 3, one of those 3 is likely to be the pace center. Maybe some cheap speed out in front of them, but in terms of speed that has an opportunity to finish, those will be the 3 that I'd look at. On the closing side, this is where I really like Joel Rosario. I like him more in the closing role than in a sprinter's role. He is on number 6, Pixelate. I've won quite a few times with Pixelate. I know I tell you I'm not superstitious, Terry, but I would really feel almost like I should be superstitious if I didn't put Pixelate in and he went on to win.
I love him. He's my 4th pick.
You got a lot of love that you're spreading around today.
I do. And I like Kentucky Downs because it's really hard to get handicap in that, but it really pays off. I mean, yesterday, if you look at the pick 5 yesterday, paid $258,381.
Yeah, I had it 3 times.
And then then that was the early, and the late pick 5 paid $12,852. And if you look at the races on the late pick 5, the 7th race was won by the 2nd choice, the 8th race by the 5th choice, 9th race was the favorite, 10th was a long shot, and 11th race was a favorite. So that would not have been that hard to have gotten.
Well, let's hope we can get this, Terry. Anybody else you like here?
No, I like the 4 horses that we just talked about.
We have the 11, the 7, and the 6. We don't have a 4th horse yet. Do you feel like that's enough?
Well, the 9 you talked about.
I did talk about the 9. We didn't put him in, but I felt like some like a Hot Brown would be another part of the pace. Do you want to add him?
Well, let's put him on the side again.
Okay. All right. So in race number 11, Terry, this is another stakes race. So we've gotten a lot of big stakes races. So this should draw a pretty, I think, sizable pick 4 pool. So that's kind of why we picked this today. This is the Juvenile Mile Stakes. How do you want to start this race?
I like number 5, and I don't know if this is how you pronounce it, but it looks like no balls.
No balls?
That's what it looks like. Or no balls.
I have a joke right there, but I'll leave it be, Terry.
Okay. Well, he's won 2 races in a row easily, and he has the highest last race speed rating, and his breeding suggests he'll like the grass. He has that hot jockey, Florent Geroux, who in the last 7 days has done 13 rides, 5 wins, 3 seconds, and a third.
He's coming from Arlington. To me, Arlington's a good track, but it's not a Churchill Downs. It's not a Belmont, Saratoga. It's not one of the first tier tracks. But Larry Ravelli is a top trainer at Arlington, so that I like. He's getting top jockey, or one of them, Florent Geroux, and did run on the all-weather twice. which tells me it does have a good shot to translate over to the turf course. So I do like the number 5 horse as well. But for me, I like in this race number 3, which is Kiss the Sky. The horse should be sitting right off of the lead. Last time out, got its first crack at Saratoga on the inner turf course, and then closed very strong with Jose Ortiz. Again, I really prefer Jose in the sprinter's role, shorter races, but he's a great jockey nonetheless. And the horse did sit off the pace, closed with a nice push. It's got a real nice late kick compared to everybody else in this field. I feel like this horse is going to be one that likes the turf. The distance won't be an issue, and I feel like when they're coming down the stretch, you're going to see Jose and this horse really starting to pull away from everybody as they hit the wire.
Yeah, we're thinking a lot alike. That's my second choice. And despite being bumped early in his last race, he won it at Saratoga on the turf. And he has the best turf speed among today's starters.
All right. So who's your third choice, Terry?
Number 8, on thin ice. He won his last race at 7.5 furlongs, and now he stretches out a little, which I think he won't have a problem with. Trainer Mark Casse wins 20% of the time after bringing a horse back from their maiden win.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. That was also my third pick, and I only went kind of like 3 deep on this thing. It's only other one horse that I was kind of considering. That is the 6 horse, which is Fan the Fire. Me and my struggles with alliterations, but Julien Leperreau is the jockey, good jockey. This horse is another one that should sit right off the pace. Has a good chance, I think, to close into this field and perhaps win. And also a good chance for me to plug our Thursday Players Edge podcast, because Julian will be our guest at 9:30 p.m. Eastern here on the Horse Racing Radar TV, to be found on YouTube. Of course, you can watch it on Facebook Live. And then just make sure you pay attention to our Twitter, because Sean will be socializing, as I say, when we're about to get started with Julian. What do you think about Fan the Fire, Terry?
Again, we're thinking a lot alike. That's my number 4 pick. Breeding suggests he'll like the grass, and he can improve at the longer distance.
So question for you. Do you want to put the 6 in here, or do you want to maybe put some other stuff in there? Do you feel like the 5, the 3, and the 8 are enough? I feel like I would rather have the 9 in race 10 and the 6 here, and hope that the 6 doesn't beat us in race 9.
Yeah, I like the 9 in race 10. So,
and do you want to put the 6 in race 9, or do you want to put the other horse in there? Which 6 do you want to use, Terry?
Let's see. Let me look at my picks here again.
I feel like I would rather have coverage in race 11 than race 9.
Yeah, I want this. Yeah, I want the 6 and 11 in race 11.
Okay, racing 6 and 11. All right. So this is, I know, because we seem to settle on this number all the time, Terry. This is a $96 ticket. So in race number 8, I don't have to do any math live on air and make an idiot of myself. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Race 8, Terry and I agree. The 2, the 4, and the 6. Race number 9, the 2, the 3, the 8, and the 10. Race number 11, 6, 7, 9. No, race 10, sorry. Race 10, 6, 7, 9, and 11. And then in race number 11, we have the 3, the 5, the 6, and the 8. How do you feel about this one, Terry?
I like it a lot. I'm going to play it.
I'm going to play it too and see if it hits, because those numbers can be pretty big at Kentucky Downs. I also wanted to bring in, one quick thing, Terry. We're going to go from our fly 4s to our hot dog pick 4s, so you can see the horses Terry and I liked the most. And then I'm going to bring in Tom. I Love Carly sent us his picks. Again, if you're watching now live, or you're watching on YouTube a little bit later when the show is over, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That's an important thing. But if you want your pick 4 to be on our show as well, you can, again, email it to me at gtsrichb@gmail.com. You can go ahead and post it on our Facebook or Twitter sites. That's at Racing Radar, both sites. We'll bring it live on the show. So here's our pick 4s as Terry's hot dog pick 4. He likes the 2, the 4, the 5, the 6, and the 8. So he thinks the first leg is the most difficult, with the 2, the 3, the 6, and the 8 in race 9. Race 10, Terry's got the weak link right there with the 11, but I think Flavius is probably the best horse in that race as well. And then race number 11, Terry has a 3 and the 5. On my side, I'm going 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 3, 8, 6, 11, 3, 5, and 8. Terry, I think there is a couple of ways for us to come together on that, so we can hit it like we did last week on Tuesday, 3 different ways.
Yeah, and one of the reasons that I do the 5 horses in the 8th race is I really like to try to get through that first leg and not be surprised. And I knew that in our pick 4 that we would have more horses than in there farther down in the.
So we'd have deeper in the 11th race, so we didn't
Right.
on the 10th race, so we don't get stuck on one.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and look at Time of I Love Carly's. He was kind enough to send his in. He likes in race number. Hold on, I got to pull the screen up. Sorry. In race for this hot dog for his Jeep, won $13.50. He's gone 2-4-6 in leg 1. In race 9, he's gone 1-2-6. Race 10, 7, 9, and 11. Race 11, the 9 horse. His more expensive ticket. He did have the 3 originally in race 8, but it scratched out. I like the 3 too before it scratched out. Then he has 1, 2, 6, and 7. Race 10, 7, 9, and 11. And then race 11, the 5, the 6, the 8, and the 9.
And also, I liked the 3 before it scratched out.
Well, it can't do us any good on the sidelines, right, Terry?
No, that's true.
That's what they say. The most important ability for any athlete, including a horse, is availability. If you're not available, I don't care how much ability you have, you can't get it done, right?
That's right.
All right, Terry. Well, that wraps up the show for today. Again, tomorrow we're going to be doing parks, right?
That's right. Yes, we are.
So if you want to include your pick 4 for parks, please, tomorrow. And it's always the late pick 4 too, by the way, not the early one. Or if you want your 3P parlay, if you want us to put that up in there, you want to try to find Sasquatch, send us your 3P parlay. You'll be difficult. I mean, it is hard to find Sasquatch. It's no wonder it's taken them so long to find him in real life. For sure.
Yep.
Anything else, Terry, you want to add before we get up and out of here and enjoy our Labor Days?
No, just good luck to all the players, and I hope everybody has a great week.
Good luck, absolutely, everybody, with your picks today. And as always, make sure you subscribe. As we mentioned, hit the bell. Tell your friends about us. If you like the show on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, however it is you communicate, pick up an old-fashioned rotary phone and call your mom or your mother-in-law. She might like you with a few more winners.
Yeah, that's true.
So tell them about us. And in any case, as always, folks, good luck at the races. And I hope to see all of your picks in J. Marco's Winner Circle.